Hey guys, all right, we made it to Unit 8. All right, last unit, we can do this. We're almost done. For Lesson 2 today, we're going to be talking about functions, and that's what the entire unit is about as well. And so it sounds like a big fancy term, but really you've been working with functions already. You just didn't know it. They've been called equations. Linear functions is going to be a big topic as well, and nonlinear functions. So really, when you're thinking of functions, we can think of equations as well, all right? So a function is a mathematical rule that assigns exactly one output to each input, all right? So some ways that you'll see function notation looks like this: f of x, that's how you would read that. It just means the function of x. And then there would be like an equation over here, even like mx plus b, okay? Y equals mx plus b, or the function of x equals mx plus b. Those are one and the same. Let's talk through some examples. Number 1 on your practice, find the output of the function y equals negative 3x minus 7 when the input is negative 5. So you might have heard of something called an input-output table, where input is the x value, the output is the y value, or like the answer, okay? So in this case, if we have the function y equals negative 3x minus 7, and the input is negative 5, that means I'm putting negative 5 in for x, okay? So in this case, let's see, negative 3 times negative 5 gives us 15 minus 7, so y would be equal to 8. So in your lesson, you would say the correct output is 8. That's it. So you've already done this, right? Number 4 on your practice is the next one we're going to go through. Determine if the function y equals 5 to the 5th power minus 13, where x does not equal 0. So this is where it's like, you look at it and you're like, whew, holy moly, that sounds a little bit bigger. Determine if it's a linear or a nonlinear function. So, and then it tells you in your lesson, enter 1 for linear or 2 for nonlinear. In this case, the answer is 2. This is non-linear, okay? And the biggest hint, without even needing to solve or do anything with it, is that it has an exponent other than 1, okay? An exponent other than 1. That tells me right there that this is not linear or is non-linear, okay? Linear, the function should be able to be written in the format of y equals mx plus b. That's how we graph straight lines, right? I can't do that with an exponent, okay? So that's something to think about. Number 3 is number 4 on your quick check. Which of the following is an ordered pair of the relation y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6? So if they can have relation, then they will have an ordered pair, okay? So out of these, we just need to figure out which one actually works. Now, with ordered pairs, remember the first value is your x value, the second value is your y value. Oh, and I should be switching my color. Look at that, it's all a sea of blue. So for this, what we would do is we would take this function, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6, and we're going to plug in these different values for x and see, do we get the y value out? So this first one is 3. Let's go ahead and plug in 3. So we have negative 2/3 times 3 plus 6. Well, let's see here. If I'm multiplying by a fraction, one thing I can do is I can make my whole number a fraction by putting it over 1. And then I notice, oh, look at that. I have a 3 in my denominator and a 3 in my numerator. I can cancel both of those out because 3 divided by 3 is 1. So then I'm left with negative 2 over 1, or just negative 2 plus 6. Well, negative 2 plus 6 is 4. Well, look at that. We plugged 3 in for x. We got 4 out. So that one works right there. Now, good test-taking strategy and just work habit in general, we should be trying the other ones to see what happens. Okay? So we already know what happens with the 3. I'm not going to bother with this one. I didn't get an 8. Okay? If I do it again, I'm not going to get an 8. But let's try the 0. So let's see. Y equals negative 2/3 times 0 plus 6. Well, anything times 0 is 0. So we have 0 plus 6 equals 6. Nope, I did not get negative 2/3. So that one doesn't work. This one didn't work. Let's try plugging a 1 in. Y equals negative 2/3 times 1 plus 6. Well, anything times 1 is itself, so this would be negative 2/3 plus 6. Let's see here. That would be, what, 5 1/3? Well, I definitely didn't get the number 4. So that one doesn't work either. So in this case, that would be your final answer. Okay? All right. If you need extra support, just let me know. Otherwise, have an awesome day.